Whiskey lovers, okay, here we are for the 3rd August video. Technically it's the 2nd week of August, but this is actually the 3rd video because the 1st day of August was a video day. So just how it all works out. Okay, so last week we got this delightful Aberlour 2012 12-year-old whiskey. Exclusively for the Whisky Club, and I remember saying I had some of the last Whisky Club exclusive from Aberlour, and I did indeed, and I found it. And so it was a 2010 13-year-old. Now it looks like an empty bottle because I've just emptied it into this new decanter. Melanie got me. So this is great. I just can't seem to fill it. It's almost impossible. What's it say? Oh yeah. Yep. Police box. It's even got the little ambulance, St. John ambulance one. Although it's obviously made in Malaysia, but hey, this is cool. So I've pulled that in here, and maybe save a bit of space in my whiskey shelves because unfortunately I'm not drinking as much as I once was. Oh, and this scarf was made very kindly for me from one of my residents at work, because I now feel the cold. So thank you, Glenda. So there you go. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna pour a little bit of the latest one, was it the 2012, which is a 12-year-old, as opposed to the 2010, which I think was 13-year-old. And they're both done in American oak casts and sherry oak casts. So I'm expecting some similar flavors. So it should be heavy on the fruit. I think pretty certain last week's had like a delightful chocolate sort of aftertaste. And I remember Joe actually asked me how do I tell, because whiskey is all burny. I don't know how to put it without sounding condescending by talking about some sort of refined palate, but when you all sound like a desperate alcoholic, you come to appreciate the various flavors, and eventually you'll be able to start picking up the certain notes. Now, it's not actually going to be the same as everyone, and most people will go off look at a taste guide, and that's how they will interpret it. Because what it is the flavor will trigger something in your mind that will remind you of something else. And I think I've seen this a few times where I have looked at the tasting notes after, and I'll be like, ooh, I can taste something orangey zest, and the tasting notes will then talk about a Jaffa-like flavor. Or I'll talk about having a Jaffa-like flavor, and the tasting notes talk about orange flavors, and then a chocolatey aftertaste, and also that's how the human mind works. So this would be great. So okay, so the 2010, the 2012. Okay, just bear with me a moment. Okay, so so we can see very similar colors, which is not surprising. So yeah, okay, so we're going to try the 2010 first. Also too, if you have trouble if you find the whiskey overpowering, you can always add ice, let it melt a little, not completely, but let it melt a little till it gets to a point where you can actually start tasting the whiskey flavors and not just have it be all burny. Or you can also use it with an eyedropper, or if you've got a very, very steady hand, which I do not these days, very steady hand. Add a couple of droplets of water to it. Most whiskies are actually designed to be drunk with a little bit of water added to it. While various snobs such as myself tend to drink it straight. The point is that most of them are designed so they can add a little bit of water and it will open up the flavours. There was a term for it and it's completely gone. But it's sort of like it unlocks the flavours. It's a process. I cannot remember the name of it. All right, so the 2010. So here we go. Nice spice, vanilla, citrusy, with that a chocolatey aftertaste. Yeah, nothing really needed to add. I think the citrus is probably tending towards so when I say citrus, of course, obviously talking oranges, lemons, even apples. I want to say orange-like, but it's not quite an orange. And I'm not going to dare try to work out what sort I'm talking about. Or if it is an orange, it's a specific type. But it's we'll just stick with the jest. Okay, so then we'll compare that to the 2012. I really can't taste the difference. Bit of spice, maybe a hint of ginger, but then it's overpowered by the vanilla. It's got the citrusy and the chocolatey aftertaste. And the aftertaste is not what you initially taste. It's then the feeling you're left with after you've had the mouthful. So it's the last thing you're going to taste while you have it. So it's not going to be the burny stuff. I'm really ranting at the moment. You can tell, yes, this now 2 days in a row and I'm tired, so I apologize, but it is what it is. Okay. So I think if I remember the tasting notes from last week, and do not rely on my memory at all, I'm pretty certain it said that they were trying to replicate the 2012 one that came out. Well, if that's 2010, it's 13 years old, so that would come out in 2023. So they're trying to replicate the same flavours. So I'm going to say, job well done. I could barely taste the difference. I think maybe a little bit more ginger in the 2012 in taste. I didn't really notice in the 2010. I noticed the spice, but not enough to sort of... Yeah, it's just a general spice flavour in that one. Where that one is definitely more of a ginger sort of taste. All right, so I've probably ranted and raved long enough. Mel's birthday was great last week. She received a whole box of wines. I got a really good deal for them. So she's happy. They're all Australian flavours. It's from a company called Naked Wines. We've had one bottle so far. We both really enjoyed it. It's a mixture of reds and whites, and a couple of rosés, and I think 1 or 2 sparklings. That's the package we got. But yeah, no, she really enjoyed it. So yeah, okay. Okay, I've ranted and raved on long enough. So I don't know. Next week I can probably do the filming Wednesday, so I can do the whole setup. There's a split cam, and I'll do a smoke filled one. We're going to try to perfect that. I want it to be like billowing out. I don't know how, but I'm going to master it one day. What have we got? Oh, I might have some apple left. Oh, wait, no, it was the apple one I used. I don't know. Worst comes to worst, I can always use the cherry one. It's all good. Okay. Until next week. Santé.